There you go. Okay. Like a piece of paper. If you kept a piece of paper or postcard and kept bending it back and forth in the same crease, right, or a paper clip, keep bending the metal in the same spot, what happens to that metal eventually, or the paper, right? You could tear it easily, right? You've weakened it through the hypermobility, right? All your bending is primarily happening down here. I want to make a new fold.
Okay.
We make a new fold up here, and then this calms down. Head back, let all the air out. Deep breath in, head back. Deep breath in, head back. Stay there. Exhale. Yeah. Way too tight up here. Yeah. I got you. Exhale. On the other side for me. Good. Exhale. Good. Let's go face that for me. The pain in your lower back comes from what we call hypermobility. There's a joint in there that's been doing triple, quadruple what it's meant to do, and it's hurting. And then the surrounding joints are liable for it, right? They're the ones that are not working properly that's allowing that one to be injured, right? So it's like think of it as like a 24-member team, and you only have 5 members of your team showing up, and 19 vertebrae are uninjured, and everybody's not focusing on them. They're all focusing on the 5 that are injured. The ones that are injured aren't doing anything wrong. They're the ones working, and they're doing extra work. And our world has the gall to look at them and call them diseased. And I go, no, those are the healthiest mechanically functioning areas of your spine. And
they're just overworked.
They're just overworked. So how do you help them? By taking the burden off them and putting it and spreading it to the other vertebrae that are not working. And that requires elbow grease. You got to go through and beat up those other areas and get them moving. Easy, easy. Just this top guy a little bit. Let me see here. Come on, let me have it. Relax here. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I got you. Relax here. Relax. Okay. All right. Easy, easy. In between the shoulder blade is also a referral pain for the lower neck joints. So down in here, this area can be upset, and it's really lower neck joints that will refer pain to this area in here. So the shoulder and the lower neck are really one. I look at the health of your lower neck and the health of your shoulder being the same. If your lower neck isn't healthy, your shoulders aren't going to be healthy. And having no curve in your neck has multiple implications, that the lower neck is under a heavy burden, and then with that, the nerves that supply the healing. So the nerves that leave your lower neck are essentially the power to your shoulder, right? Think of it like blood flow, right? If you have a cut on your skin here and I put a tourniquet here, that cut will never heal, right? Doesn't matter how much therapy and rubbing, we have to remove the tourniquet. And in the same way, if the nerve is pressured in your lower neck, any injuries from wrong posture that happen to your shoulder aren't going to get better because the nerve powers the machinery, right? It's what built your arm. Embryonically, when you were being made, you didn't have an arm until the nerves were formed, right? And then off the nerves, your arm formed.
Right.
And so the nerve is what supplies think of it like a computer, it supplies the power that runs the machinery kind of idea. And so if the nerves in your lower neck are upset, pressured, inflamed, the shoulder is going to start not repairing itself well, right? The upkeep of that tissue is going to become impaired. We want people to leave your lower neck alone and your lower back alone. A hypermobile area cannot be helped by further mobilizing it. It needs to be, given a vacation. And the trouble with it is sometimes mechanically stimulating the area will make it feel better temporarily, but the long-term effect of further loosening it doesn't help it. And so we got to be careful. My father was permanently injured by chiropractors that kept adjusting him where he was injured. Oof. It felt good initially. You understand? It felt good to be popped in the lower back, but long term it kept mobilizing it more. Do you understand? Yep. So it's this. What I'm training you today is coming from my dad's life experience. He's a chiropractor, and so he's taught me to leave alone the injured areas. And since I was 12 years old working on my father, and I never touched his lower back. We helped my dad by working above and below it, right? And restoring the curve, and by leaving the injured areas alone. Think of it like a cut on your skin. If you have a cut on your skin, does it help it to dig your finger in the cut? No. Right? You got to leave it alone.
Yeah.
Well, it's wounded, Ed. What are you going to do about it's cracked. I'm sorry. When you overwork a muscle, they grow, and when you overwork joints, they grow. Well, can joints shrink? Well, sure. Can muscles shrink? You have to stop the stress that made them grow in the first place, right? Or like calluses on your skin.
Yep.
The calluses grow as an adaptation to stress. The joints do this exact same thing. It's not a disease process, right? They call it degenerative joint disease. I disagree with that entire narrative. It's not a disease process for a joint to grow. It's an adaptive process due to part of your back is doing all the work, and it's saying, I have to be bigger to handle all this work that you've given me, right? It's not bad. So I call it regenerative joint adaptation, not a degeneration. It's actually getting bigger. How can you call something degenerating if it's getting bigger? It's regenerating. If I have a callus on my skin, is that degenerated skin? No, it's regenerative. Avascular necrosis is degeneration, right? If I put a tourniquet on your arm, your whole arm will just wither and die. That's degeneration.
Right.
But bone spurring hypertrophication is not degeneration.
Right.
But everybody just keeps on walking down the street, keep on saying these words. And I'm like, would you stop it already? It's not degeneration for a muscle to get bigger. That's an adaptive process.
Abnormal growth.
Right. Well, the body meant to do it. No, it meant to grow that bone. Because you understand that if I go like this for like an hour, your skin's going to be all red and tomorrow it's going to get thicker. Do you understand?
Right.
See, your skin's degenerating. No, it's because you're freaking rubbing me. You burned me by rubbing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The body meant to do it because apparently you're going to keep doing this, and so I better put this thick callus here to handle the stress that you're going to apparently be putting on me every day.
Right.
Right? It's not like always. I feel like there's a narrative of like your body's out to get you. Your body can't be trusted. It's a really complicated system, and it's like the universe. It's like so complicated that I'm slow to just
mess with it.
Right, or say that it's wrong when it might be just simply I don't understand it. Right.
Yeah.
That my naivete is the problem. This muscle called the tibialis anterior is exercised at a much higher level because there's too much weight on your toes. About 70-80% of your weight at any time when you're standing should be on your heel. So if you have too much weight on your toes, this muscle is going to be overworked. And then if you exercise with too much weight on your toes, then you're further amplifying the stress on this area, right?
Okay.
So you can rub this till the cows come home. It's all silly if you don't get the weight back on your heels.
Okay.
Why is the weight not on my heels? Well, because you have a back problem. Your head's forward, your shoulders forward, right? Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
These are just reflections of the problem of your spine. And so I get called as Carrotville. We'll be lost chasing carrots down here. Do you understand?
Okay. Yeah.
But I treat posture, right? When you have your posture centered, there is no shin splints, right? There is no stress fractures of your fifth metatarsal. You understand? These are all.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're in the wrong alignment, and so of course you're damaging things that are in odd places because the alignment's incorrect.
Okay.
So now. I'm not saying fixing alignment is easy. That's why nobody does it.
Right.
It's a tall order. We'll just fix my alignment. It's not that I said it way easier than it is to do it.
Right.
We have to first ensure that your whole spine's working, and then we got to start arching you back. But if you want to alleviate some of the symptom temporarily, you work upwards here. You work up on the tibialis. Compress the attachment back down. Yeah, this way.
Okay.
Don't go that way. It's going up on the attachment. But again, it's just goofing around if we don't change where the position of the weight is on the foot.
Okay.
We have to extension stretch. I got you. Okay. It's okay. I got you. Yeah, all these. There we go. One. So these first three joints are all jammed, and they're jammed because you got too much weight on them.
Okay.
Do you understand? I don't need it to click. I need it to feel like there's movement.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay.
There it is.
I'm just saying it's really. You understand? Way too much force.
Yep.
That joint should move effortlessly.
Okay.
And it's not because you have too much weight here. Again, the head being forward, the weight shifts to the front part of your foot when, in fact, that calcaneus, your heel, should be holding a majority of the weight.
Yep.
Okay. Easy. There you go. There you go. This one feels busted. Yeah, you've same. This is the same foot, right? This
Yep.
right.
Yep.
I'm saying this feels. I wouldn't be surprised if you busted this at the same time. This guy here.
Actually, I did break one
This one feels busted.
knuckle in
That-
the foot.
That feels weird.
Yep.
Feel like
I think I did break that a couple years ago.
Uh-huh. There you go, okay. Yeah, so you just, like I said, if you want to get some temporary relief, I take my thumb and you just sort of work it up. The tibialis anterior attachment's right there.
Okay.
You just sort of, you can hold, just think of it like paniniing.
Yeah.
Like Panera bread, you want to mash. We get rid of all the soreness in here. Your shoulder won't need to avoid the correct position. It'll want to be where it wants to be, or where it should be. See, I mean, I can't. The cool thing about gua sha is I can't make a mark where there's nothing inside, right? I just comb this almost as aggressively as I comb that. Big mark came out here, very little here. If there's nothing there, I can't make it come out. People are always like, you're bruising him. And I go, well, then why couldn't I bruise him there?
Right. And that's much more ropey.
Right there, yeah, right there. Big mark's coming out.
I mean, it's a whole different texture.
Mm-hmm. We'll get this more face down in a second, but there's stuff on the back side that's going to be preventing you from being able to draw your shoulder back.
Okay.
And it's right in here. There's crystals and crud. The highest part of your back is right here.
Yeah.
The right middle part of your back is tighter. It's more subluxated, and then it's throwing the work down to your left lower. But the problem is up here. I know. That's why I get paid the big bucks. Just, everybody's focusing on your lower back, but they're missing. I want to show you the spot they're missing. They're missing this blockade. It's lower on this side, and it's real high right there.
Huh.
You need to stop telling people about your lower back. Start telling them your middle back feels stiff. That there's a knot right in here. I was 12 years old and I started working on my dad. He had the same symptoms you were having, and you gotta move. This is supposed to be the primary engine of your back right here, and it's locked. You got this frozen. Totally like piston seized to the cylinder wall. There's no lubrication in here. It's all dried up and stiff. And if they're digging down here, they're just gonna hurt you, right? It's already too loose down there. I want them to leave that alone. The muscles are tight because they're trying to guard it. They're trying to protect the injured area. They're not your enemy. They'll stop guarding it when it doesn't need to be protected, right? So you get rid of the reason for why the muscles are guarding, which is two things. One, your middle back's tight. Two, there's no curve in your lower back. Those are the reasons for why the lower back's under stress. Nobody's found this knot, right? Is that correct? Has anybody showed you this?
No.
Not so much? Okay. All right.
Are you doing okay?
Yeah. All right. I know it's counterintuitive. Everybody's wanted to do that, but I've never seen it successful. If anything, I've ended up hurting people long term if we keep popping
That makes sense.
L5. Right there, that knot, that's the problem. It's pretty boring. You gotta show somebody. We can use a piece called a Denerol, which is that foam piece, and we can use that to emulate my elbow. And that's what I hope to show you at the end of the visit. You know, you can kind of copy what I'm doing at home. You know, the closest emulation.
Okay.
And that allows you to not have to come in and seek as much treatment. You can kind of brush your own teeth.
I feel that knot.
Yep, that's the problem. Right. Sometimes you'll feel it in the lower back or down the leg when I press on this, and this is, this is the source. You ready for this? So the nerve that exits up here, let's say a T1, right? The nerve that actually comes out that hole in the side forms off the spinal cord at T1, okay? So the nerve at T6 that comes out the side forms at T6. The nerve that comes out at L5 forms at L1.
Huh.
Uh-oh. Do you understand? We call it the cauda equina. Your spinal cord ends right here. What are you talking about, Ed? There's spinal cord all the way down to my tailbone. I'm talking about the cord. Do you understand? It becomes individual cables that then travel down the tube and exit at their respective holes. The L5 nerve, the nerve root, forms off the conus medullaris at L1, right here. This is where sciatic nerve starts. Everybody thinks it comes out the holes and the. But L4, L5 nerve roots all form right in here. That's the source, and everybody misses it. I don't know what to say. I can pull up an anatomy picture in a second. I can show you, but I'm saying the cord ends at L1. Everybody home can see it now. What was that, 5 swipes? It's black. It's there. I barely barely combed you.
Wow.
It's coming out that dark up here. The problem, right there. Like a piece of paper. If you kept a piece of paper or postcard and kept bending it back and forth in the same crease, right, or a paper clip, keep bending the metal in the same spot, what happens to that metal eventually, or the paper, right? You could tear it easily, right? You've weakened it through the hypermobility, right? All your bending is primarily happening down here. I want to make a new fold.
Okay.
We make a new fold up here, and then this calms down. The tearing, the inflammation, the arthritis, the pain gets better by creating a new fold. And actually not even really a new fold, the fold that you had originally when you were 5 years old.
Right, right.
You've lost it because we didn't value it, our world didn't guide you in maintaining it, and so you lost the original bending point, and you used your backup engine. This is your main engine up here, and it's clogged, it doesn't move, and so your backup engines, like you have a 1,000 horsepower engine here and a 100 horsepower engine, and your main engine's been offline, and you've been using this backup one to try to do everything with, and then now it's saying it's had enough. And that's all it is. That's all it is. The problem is you don't get to decide consciously where you bend. It's not something I can teach you, right? Stop bending here. Start bending here more. You're saying it's not how it works. These joints have to volunteer earlier in the day. And that's where the care comes in and the stretching comes in. It makes this area mechanically work for you. Not, that makes sense? So eventually, hey, I can do a sit-up, Ed, now it doesn't hurt here anymore. Because your middle back now is participating, right?
Right.
You don't feel all the hypermobility here anymore because you have other members of your team now working. The marks come out in areas of stiffness, stagnation, tightness, blockage. The sacroiliac joint is locked by sitting. So this is where the side posture adjustment that we're trying to do, reduction of sitting time as best we can, or at the very least, when you're sitting at work, we put something behind your middle back to encourage the maintenance of that curve. Right? We don't let you just sit unsupported.
Right.
Right, and we'll show you that in a minute. The reason for your pain is it's moving too much. I don't know how else to say that. It's spraining. That's why it hurts. When you sat and lift your legs up, when you try to go from a laying down to upright position, the reason it hurts is because it's injured. And it's injured because it's the only part of your back that's been working So what am I going to do? Make it move more? It's already injured. It's not. It's mobility.
So
Now,
why does it feel better when
Correct.
it's made to move?
when you pop it, you release the air bubbles. So think of it. It's called a synovial joint capsule.
Okay.
Remember I showed you on that model where the two joints slide together?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a capsule. It's like a round capsule, and there's fluid in there. There's nerve endings in the fluid. When the joint's inflamed, think if I punch a wall, what happens to my knuckle?
It
Gets swollen, right? It gets swollen.
Yeah.
Now, with the swelling, there's also air bubbles, carbon dioxide from your bloodstream that go into that joint. Water is not compressible. The
Right.
air can be released from the joint
Right.
by popping it, right? Now, at the same time that you release the air bubbles from the joint, you're also moving the joint, which further inflames it, but you release some of the air bubbles so it felt better, right?
Okay.
There's infiltrates in the joint, so you're reducing joint pressure. The actual amount of intersynovial joint pressure is reduced by popping joints. So is that all chiropractic's about? Popping air bubbles from joints? Yay, we pop air bubbles. Does that make sense? No!
No.
That's not my purpose.
Because they're just going to reform.
They just give 15 minutes, the bubbles come back.
Yeah.
But my gosh, you want to reduce chiropractic to just popping air bubbles? What chiropractic is says so much more. You restore the posture. You do orthodontistry, right? You understand?
Right.
So that the alignment doesn't put the stress on the joint, which made the inflammation in the first place, so you don't feel the need to pop it.
Yep.
That's how you fix it.
Yeah.
But we're so short-sighted. Chiropractic started off so zoomed in, they had their face pressed up against the spine. And it took 100 years for chiropractors to take 5 steps back and look at the whole person. You understand? Like, they had their face pressed up against your shin. Do you understand?
Right.
And they didn't see that, oh, his weight's on his toes.
Right.
Because they were so zoomed in here. Well, there's a tight muscle here, Ed. Release the tight muscle. That's only because he's got the weight in the wrong position.
Yep. So I'm all about doing what I have to do to fix the.
We got to master.
problem.
If your lumbar curve is there is no back pain.
Yeah.
That's the shortest way I can put it.
Yeah.
If you had a lumbar lordosis, a 45-degree lumbar lordosis, there is no lower back pain. The only reason why you're able to have that pain is because you don't have a lumbar curve.
Okay.
So what was the
So we got to do something to put it back in.
Correct. We got to make you soft.
Yeah.
But you're all stiff here.
Right.
If I put a dent roll on this, it ain't going to bend here. It's going to bend here. Ed, you're hurting me.
Right.
You're right. So we can't stretch.
Yeah.
We have to first prep you. You have to first clean the spine so that it's stretchable
Yeah.
in a closer to safe.
Yeah.
manner.
And that's not all going to happen in 10 minutes.
I know, it's okay. Today's a foundation. We're laying a foundation for a building.
Yep.
And think of like we had remodeling done on our house, in order to redo our bathrooms, they had like rip everything out, right? We made it worse. I had a somewhat functioning bathroom. Now I have no bathroom,
Right.
right? Well, I told you I'm gonna fix the bathroom. I have to gut it
Yeah.
before I can build it back up again.
Yeah.
And so this is not a patchwork. This is a remodel. I don't do Band-Aids. I don't do patches. We start far away from our target, okay?
Right.
And then as I progress with you, I'm gonna get real close to the injured area. Do you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
We start far away and then visit 2, I go here, visit, you understand? I'm gonna start getting closer.
Yeah.
Because the guys right adjacent to the injured area are the most responsible,
Okay.
right? Abel's been stabbed, but Kane's right here, standing here.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to fix Abel, but if you fix Abel, what's gonna happen? Kane's just gonna stab him again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You gotta fix Kane. You gotta fix the problem, is the one that did the injury.
Right.
And the vertebrae that are most responsible for an injury are the ones right next door. They're the ones, but the problem is, working on the ones right adjacent have the higher chance of moving the injured area. Right? So, which the whole purpose of all this is to balance you. We're trying to balance, meaning stiffen the ones that are loose, loosen the ones that are stiff, so we have an evenly moving team. Yeah, it's all in here. Do you understand? Do you understand?
No, really?
Do you feel?
Oh my god.
Do you understand how soft it's supposed to be?
Yeah. No, mine doesn't
Do you
do that
understand?
at all.
Do you see how my lower back can't hurt if this
Yeah.
is moving?
Yeah.
And it doesn't want to be. This is the. Feel how it's all popped out here,
Yeah.
right? I don't feel it here. In. It's supposed to be, this is my normal position is here. Do you understand? Curved.
Yeah.
I'm not holding it here. This is where I have to hold it in the wrong, I have to pull it out.
Yeah.
To go to your posture, I have to pull this is incorrect. Of course you're gonna have lower back stress. This is the wrong position.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be, keep watching,
Jesus.
here. Now, in order to get you here, I gotta take you,
Right.
I gotta overcorrect.
Right. So
You're
that becomes
really hurting me, Ed.
Neutral.
So that we can make neutral where you wanna be,
Yeah.
right? To do that safely, we gotta make sure all the vertebrae are moving. You better be darn sure the person's ready. And we'll do some fun stuff here. Come on. Okay. Go ahead and tilt to the right. Okay, it's okay. Go ahead and tilt to the right for me. There we go.
That was loud.
Go ahead and tilt. Uh-huh. Go ahead and tilt. I'm talking real support. I want it feeling like you got an elbow.
Okay. I mean, I can do that. We'll have to figure out how to do it, but I can
Well,
add something to the chair.
That
That.
device. That's gonna become your toothbrush. I have to give you a toothbrush. I can't be the sole supplier of treatment. Now, your goal is gonna be to have people leave your lower back alone. Ice it, put a back brace on, Epsom salt it. You understand? You can calm it down. No heat on it. Don't be standing there in a hot shower, round and forward, with heat hitting that. Don't do that. You're doing that. That's gonna inflame it. It's a joint capsule. Come on. I got a block here. There you go. All right, knees bent, knees bent. There you go. Always the knees bent, always.
Yeah, that takes the pressure off.
Yeah, that opens up remember how the hypermobility and the jamming that you're having at L5? So we're always gonna have the knees bent for at least a year or two.
Okay.
If you were here in Sarasota, I'd say at least 1 year, your knees are bent.
Okay.
Eventually, you would be able, I stretch my legs straight, do you understand? But that's because you better be darn sure that this is moving and you're not gonna hyperextend L5. And
And it sleeps. I do better sleeping on my back when my knees are bent.
correct. Well, that's just avoidance. Again, it's that's why the fetal position and the side position, is comfortable because it allows you to depressurize the joints. We went over that earlier.
Yeah.
Keep the feet together, knees together as best you can. I want you to pick a side, rotate your knees to the side. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Exhale, exhale, stretch. Good. And bring the knees back up. Let's go to the other side. Breathe. Exhale. Get the idea? You're going to work both sides of your spine a little bit, kind of like moving that drawer in.
Yep.
Okay.
The stretch feels good.
Good, it should. The goal, well, do 20 minutes. It was okay for 5 minutes and then not so much. And we work our way to 20 minutes. Now I do have about a 4 or 5 inch book behind your head, okay? You're going to need to reduce the depth because I care about time more than I do about the depth of the stretch, okay? First goal is to get to 20 minutes, I don't care at whatever depth, and then we can always reduce the size of the support,
Okay.
okay?
Over time.
Over time. Well, it'd probably be like a month. Well, I usually think about it as 20-minute sessions. If you do 20-minute sessions, you usually can start taking an inch off. It's really the front that has to stretch open and put the arms to the sides. Try to bring the arms up a little bit. Bring those arms up. Yeah, stretch those shoulders back. So you get 2 birds, 1 stone here. Bring your shoulders back. You understand? At the same time, we're helping your spine
Okay.
get in the right alignment. So,
Okay.
how you feeling? You okay?
Excellent.
You great? All right,
Yeah,
very good.
yeah.
Thank you.
Did great, thank you.